What is up, Squatch Ranger YouTube channel subscribers and viewers? You can now visit our online store. Just go to the Squatch Ranger Facebook page and click the Shop Now button, or visit the official website. I will provide a link in the description of this video. You can view many of our different products we offer, such as Oklahoma Bigfoot t-shirts, Oklahoma Bigfoot koozies, or Oklahoma Bigfoot 6-inch car decals. Maybe you would like Bigfoot to visit your birthday party. We can do that too. Please visit our online store to view all of the products and services we provide. Okay, it's now time to get back to Squatch Ranger Files.
You have 77 counties in Oklahoma. I can put reports in them in 66 counties.
911, what are you reporting?
We got someone or something crawling around out here.
Did you see what it was?
I'd say it was a person or somebody really big. But he's all in black.
Welcome back to Squatch Ranger Files, episode 26. I would like to tell you about some of the Bigfoot projects I've been involved in over the summer. It's been an awesome summer break. First off, I started the summer with an investigation in Oklahoma City at the Stinchcomb Wildlife Refuge. We found some tracks, and they were possible Bigfoot tracks. I also went on a weekend expedition in southeast Oklahoma with lead investigator Troy Hudson. We saw many different stick structures that were very convincing that Bigfoot were in the area. And then last but not least, I was involved in a project in the Oklahoma City Metropolitan Library System where we gave Bigfoot presentations to children, teens, young adults, and grown-ups. It was a great way to promote our Bigfoot groups like the North Canadian River Project and the Native Oklahoma Bigfoot Research Organization. And now I'm ready to start back up our Squatch Ranger Files episodes. So here is Squatch Ranger Files, episode 26. Number 1. Fisherman glimpses Bigfoot in the water. 2019. Northeast District, Cherokee County, Oklahoma. Class A, daytime sighting. It was in the evening. The witness was fishing alone in a boat in the Chicken Creek arm of Ten Killer Lake. When he pulled into the cove, he saw movement about 100 yards back in the cove. The creature was hanging onto a tree in flooded timber. The creature was dark-colored and half submerged. The witness was startled, but grabbed his phone and snapped a picture attached to the report. He stated as soon as he took the photo, the creature was gone. Since it was dusk, the witness turned his boat around and left the area quickly. He didn't want to get any closer or look for the creature. Follow-up NOBRO investigators report. The witness is a retired police officer and has had a cabin on the lake for many years. He is a dedicated fisherman and very familiar with the entire lake. He has never seen anything like this before. He is not a follower of the Bigfoot phenomenon. When I spoke with the witness, I could tell that he saw something that shook him up pretty good. He is a fishing buddy of my middle brother and contacted me through him. Although the witness was rattled by the experience, he is now more curious and amazed. The lake has been at flood stage for most of the summer and is still way above normal level. This has displaced the local native wildlife from their normal haunts and probably causing them to use different and new areas. Number 2. Man snaps picture of possible Bigfoot on trail cam. 2018. Coshocton County, Ohio. Class B, eyeshine. Class B, wood knocks. And Class B, vocalizations. I live in West Farmington, and the place we camp is Salt Fork State Park. Over the past 100 years, there has been over 150 sightings. I was camping Saturday night, May 5th, 2018. Got up at 3 a.m. at the edge of the woods. I saw a white light and a red light going through woods the size of a $50. When the lights were gone, I heard a wood knock. I went back to the tent and heard a growl and some other noises. I found this picture on my trail cam close to the tent. That was weird. The time before I heard something walking in the woods about 2 a.m. behind my tent. I froze. I didn't look. So the next time, I would put a camera up, and if I heard something, I promised myself I would look. That camera hasn't worked right since it took those pictures. I went through the pictures. I had 2 weird pictures, that being one. And according to the dates on the pictures, it was taken on a table in my house. Follow up, NOBRO investigators report. The witness from this report stated that his camera never worked properly since the time he took the photograph of the alleged Bigfoot in this report. A side note, many Bigfoot reports describe a similar occurrence, such as the situation from this report. For example, many witnesses make claims of electronic failure of equipment such as video cameras, recorders, or smartphones in areas where Bigfoot activity is commonly documented. It's unknown why this phenomenon continues to occur, or why it would be associated with Bigfoot reports. The fact is, these reports continue to be consistent and are starting to form somewhat of a pattern. This report comes from the Salt Fork State Park in eastern Ohio. Salt Fork State Park is a public recreation area located 6 miles north of Lore City in Guernsey County, Ohio. It is the largest state park in Ohio, encompassing 17,229 acres of land and 2,952 acres of water. Salt Fork State Park encompasses a diverse and beautiful landscape featuring forested hills, open meadows, and misty valleys decorated with winding streams. This case is now closed. Number 3. Hunter hears something in the brush. May 2019. Walla Walla County, Washington. Class A, daytime sighting. Class B, heavy footsteps. And Class B, vocalizations. I was hunting up in the Blue Mountains in Washington. I was sitting in this brush, and I had hiked in about 5 miles. So I was pretty far out from my truck, and I had my spring bear tag, and I was sitting in this brush, and I was just sitting there for quite a long time, probably about 2 hours, and I suddenly heard something crashing around behind me. So it spooked me a little bit, and so I moved position and turned around. I couldn't see through the brush because I had picked a place where I could hide myself and nothing could see my back. So when I turned around, I couldn't see anything, and when I turned around, it kept crashing around, and I honestly thought it was a bear. So I thought this bear was going to pop out of the brush, and I was going to get it. So I raised my rifle and was ready. I didn't see anything yet, so I took down my rifle, and I was just waiting there, playing the waiting game. And all of a sudden, I heard this crazy roar, and it was not a bear, and it was not a cougar. It was something I've never heard before, and it was deep, very deep, and loud. It sounded like it was right in front of me. At that moment, I raised up my rifle, took the safety off, and started looking. I heard this a second time. I was so scared that I got up, and at this point I started backing up and walking backwards. And my thought process was, if it is a bear, I'm just mistaken. Then I need to get more room between me and the bear, so I have a chance to get a shot off. Then backed up about 20 yards, 30 yards, and got down on one knee, and I waited. Waited there for about 15 minutes. Didn't hear a thing. Waited there for another 15 minutes. Didn't see anything. I stood up and I gave up. I turned around and I started walking, and I got about 15 yards away from where I was, on a knee, and I can see this thing standing there. And it was big, and it was standing on two legs. The hair on the back of my neck instantly stood up, and I honestly thought I was going to have a heart attack. I got so scared. I didn't know what I was looking at, and I raised up my rifle, mind you. I'm standing about 40 yards away from it, and I raised up my rifle, and instantly, when I did that, it took 2 steps into the brush, and it was gone. I can tell you, that hike back to my truck was one of the most terrifying things that I've done, and I've hunted for a long time. Been out in the woods with my dad all the time. Seen bears at 10 yards away, seen cougars, but this time it was different. I was absolutely terrified. Follow-up NOBRO investigators report. The Blue Mountains are a mountain range in the western United States, located largely in northeastern Oregon and stretching into southeastern Washington. The range has an area of 4,060 square miles, stretching east and southeast of Pendleton, Oregon, to the Snake River along the Oregon-Idaho border. The Blue Mountains cover 8 counties in Oregon and Washington. They are Union, Umatilla, Grant, Baker, and Wallowa counties in Oregon, and Walla Walla, Columbia, and Garfield counties in Washington. The Blue Mountains were so named due to the color of the mountains when seen from a distance. The hunter in this report stated that he was about 5 miles from his vehicle after hiking through the forest. The hunter waited in his hunting position for 2 hours, being very stealth in hopes to come in contact with a bear for hunting season. The hunter's patience and being very quiet paid off in a different way than he originally planned when he spotted something which he stated as this thing, which had long hair and was standing upright on 2 legs. The fact that this hunter had a bear tag and was out in the woods for the specific purpose to bear hunt rules out this Bigfoot sighting as misidentification of a bear. The hunter in this report did not recognize this animal, therefore didn't take a shot at this unknown animal, which he did not have a tag for, just like any honest and experienced hunter would do. This experienced hunter clearly would know how to identify a bear in the woods and recognize typical bear behavior. The hunter in this report was very frightened from his encounter and was on edge as he hiked the 5 miles back to his truck. Whatever he encountered in the woods that day was clearly not a misidentified bear. This case is now closed.